All right, we are live. Welcome back to Last Night I Watched. I'm Christian, your host for this week's episode, and to my left I have Ian. How are you? Very, very well.
Mm.
How are you guys doing? Good. Good. How are you, Carlos? Doing good. Doing great. To my right I have Carlos. He's doing good. Yeah, today, because its 10th anniversary is coming up on the 25th, we decided that we would talk about Django Unchained, the movie.
Yeah,
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 so it might be
yeah.
the
Mm.
two.
He's done 9, right? So I think it would have been
Right.
Mm.
But yeah, we are doing Django Unchained, and I thought because it's its 10th anniversary, we should talk about it because it's one of my favorite Tarantino films. I think, yeah, I would say it's my second favorite, not my overall favorite, but yeah, it is quite a fucking movie. It's really good. Yeah, we got Jamie Foxx as Django, um, Leonardo DiCaprio as a very racist slave owner, and Christoph Waltz as Dr. King Schultz, who is technically a dentist but hasn't practiced it for like 5 years or something like that. And he's probably my favorite character in the entire movie. So, yeah. What do you guys think about this movie?
I've always really liked it. Sorry, Mike's just going out. Oh no. Unless audio effects on the audio effects, but what do you guys? If it's scrolls and stuff, but
We're having trouble getting the like the thing started.
do the speaker? I thought the speakers just affect like us. They will be here. I don't know. I wonder if that helps. Are we still starting with that? Can barely hear CJ's playing. Is that any better? Hello? I can hear you. Hello?
Well, we can hear you. Yeah.
Turn up my volume. Hello? I hope it's working. I can't tell. It sounds fine on my end. Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, you guys been drinking or something?
Yeah.
It sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Audio effects are on. What are the audio effects? I don't know. I turned off the light shouts.
Well, because this is the music.
Right.
I'm not sure.
Should we continue? I don't know.
Should we continue? How's it look now, guys? Can you hear us now? I played with the knob a little bit. It's phasing in and out. What the fuck?
Okay.
Sounds better.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, it's better.
It's better. Okay, cool.
All right.
I just had to turn up knob too.
Cool.
It can
Well,
hear us.
Thank you, everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you for helping us. Where
Thanks,
were
guys.
we? Where were we?
You were talking about what you think of this movie.
Oh, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's really cool that we're talking about something like this because, you know, it's the 10-year anniversary on Christmas. It came out Christmas Day, and it's kind of neat. Carlos, did you see this in the theater?
I think I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because this is one where, because, you know, we talk about, say, The Thing, or, I mean, what else have we talked about? Like The Howling, you know, older movies. It's cool to talk about one where a decade has gone by, but I mean, you know, Christian and I saw this in the theater together, so it's kind of cool that we get that aspect on it, which I like. You know, it's like, it's kind of cool that we, you know, get to talk about someone's like, yeah, I remember when this came out, seeing it in the theater, this, that, and the other thing, and now having time gone by, we can kind of reevaluate it. So yeah. I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. I saw it like 3 times in the theater.
I did too.
I loved it from the get-go.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It was released on Christmas Day, I think, and we're watching it around that time again.
Yeah.
Would you guys consider it a Christmas movie though?
No.
No.
Yeah, kind of weird.
There's snow in it.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
it.
it takes place during the winter in the first act.
Yeah.
First, maybe even part of the second act in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not a Christmas movie to me.
I guess it's not technically a Western either, huh? Because it takes place in the South.
I guess not. Because I know a lot of because it takes place in Texas partly, right? In the beginning, they're in Texas.
Yeah, somewhere in
true.
Texas.
And I think Texas, they kind of consider that the West back then.
Yeah.
So maybe I would call this a Western, most likely.
Spaghetti Western, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think you could call it spaghetti. I think they have to technically be Italian, but you can definitely tell he's, of course, Quentin Tarantino is a big spaghetti. These are spaghetti Westerns, and you can definitely tell that's what he was going for. But yeah,
he did it well.
Yeah.
Did it very well.
That he did.
This is our first Tarantino film.
Right, yeah.
Is this your favorite Tarantino film?
No, it's not my favorite.
Yeah.
It's up there. It's probably top 5.
I think that's my problem is we had Kill Bill, we had Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs all before this. And that's where my disappointment lied in my original viewing of it. It's not the big grand, I guess Kill Bill, you have a bunch of fight scenes, you have a bunch of different locations, which this one has a bunch of different locations too, but we're limited to 6 shooters in this one.
Right. And rifles,
horses,
and whatnot,
You won't have big snipers or katanas or anything crazy.
Right.
This was I think this was the first, I guess, Western he had done.
Yeah.
Up to this point, because like you said, he did Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction, Reservoir Dogs. What's that one? Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
Which I haven't seen. I've heard it's pretty good.
It's good. Yeah, I would recommend. I watched it earlier this year. It's really good.
Nice.
That was one, actually, Carlos, that watching Jackie Brown for the first time, that's where I felt like, I guess a lot of people felt that way when it came out too, because it was coming off of Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of like, it was okay. It's no Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction. But then having time gone by and then rewatching it this year, I was like, wow, I really enjoyed that. It was really good.
I think that's what I felt on my rewatch of Django Unchained.
Nice.
The writing, man. The writing is so good.
Yep. Yeah. The acting. The locations, the cinematography. The music. Yeah. Like everything is just really great in it.
Good violence too. A lot of blood.
It's insane. It's insane. People like explode. Like it. I was like, what kind of like when he's shooting them with his revolver, I'm like, what fucking caliber bullets are in this gun? In this gun, it's insane. Yeah. People get really screwed up.
There's a lot of blood. I love. Not that I enjoy watching horses get fucking blasted, but man, when he gets that first shot on the horse, I think its name is Roscoe or something.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I think he shoots it in the head, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot Roscoe.
Yeah.
You killed Ace.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't. I'm sorry to put a bullet in your beast, but I didn't want you to come to your senses before you could do anything rash.
Oh, very well. And he shoots him. Yeah. I like that thing he has. It like comes out through under his wrist pistol or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a Taxi Driver reference. It very well could be, but I've always liked that. It's a neat little gadget.
Yeah. And they both use it too.
Does Django use it?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
When?
Who does he use it against? Maybe one of the bounties?
Yeah, I think when there's like that little montage of them when they're in the snow.
Okay.
I think he uses it then.
Okay, yeah. And he's like, you know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say you're the fastest gun in the West or the South or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe this one's after Inglourious Bastards.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Which is where I first saw Christoph Waltz as the
Same. I think that's
Nazi.
where most people saw him.
Yeah, and he's so good in that one. And he's a bad guy.
Right.
And then in this one, he plays a good guy, and he does it well again.
Yeah.
He's a really good actor.
He's great.
Which performance do you guys like better?
I gotta go with this one.
Yeah.
His character in this is so charming, and I don't know, it's very quotable.
Yeah. That's I think the main thing we picked up after that. We were saying a lot of like stuff from him after we saw this. What about you, Carlos?
But he's also terrifying in Inglourious Bastards.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have a bingo.
Yeah.
That
That's how you say it, right? That's a bingo or whatever. Yeah.
I don't know. I really like Inglorious Bastards a lot. I think I gotta lean towards that one.
Okay.
I don't blame you.
I'd go with his character in this for what the reasons Christian said, and just you know, his gadgets and everything, and just I like bounty hunters. I think
Yeah.
Star Wars was the first thing that introduced me to bounty hunters. Probably a lot of people, and I just like that angle, if you will.
Django.
But he is great in Inglourious Bastards for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's really smart too in this.
Yeah.
Though. He's a really clever guy.
Oh yeah, he gets the best of Leonardo DiCaprio till the end, pretty much.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
I couldn't resist. Yeah. So great.
Yeah. What do you guys think of Leonardo DiCaprio in this? Is this the first time he was in a Tarantino movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe so.
To me, I mean, it's like one of the few roles I really like with him, because normally I kind of find him slightly overrated. He's not like my favorite actor. I know everybody, you know, I mean, for good reason, people like him a lot. You know, I'm not saying he's a bad actor at all or anything, but in this movie particularly, I really liked his character. I mean, as fucked up as he is, he's a terrible person.
He portrays it very well.
Yeah, he does a very good job at being a complete racist fuckhole.
Yeah.
He has a good accent too.
Yeah. And just his whole character of like he really likes French things, but he doesn't know how to speak French.
Yeah, they're like, don't speak French to him.
It'll embarrass him. It's so good. And just oh man, that I don't know if anyone ever thought what he's like, if that was a thing that people thought when he's given that little monologue right before he cuts his hand about the dimples in the skull. If people ever thought that shit is really backward and awful. But,
is it phrenology?
I have no idea. Is that a thing? Is that what people actually did? They ever actually like teach
people
that?
have thought a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I've never heard that except for in this movie. So I was hoping maybe that was something Tarantino just made up. I really hope that's not true.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it could be true. Like
Yeah.
back in the day, or even today, some people might still actually believe that.
Yeah.
In some parts of the world, but yeah. Oh man. So they eventually, after Dr. Schultz and Django establish a friendship, and they go into an agreement, they go and kill the Brittle brothers at what's the guy's name?
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's house.
Yeah.
And so
the Brittle brothers.
I'm looking for the Brittle brothers. Might that be you?
Yeah.
There's a lot of good names for the bounties.
Yeah.
The Brittle brothers. I'm trying to think of who
the
else.
gang, the something gang.
Smitty Bacall.
Thank
Smitty
you.
Bacall.
I don't know how the hell I forgot that. I just watched this fucking movie yesterday.
I was watching some of it today.
Yeah, the Smitty Bacall gang.
Yeah.
Big Daddy.
Even
Big Daddy's
Leonardo Calvin Candy.
Yeah, Candyland.
Candyland. That got I remember that getting a pretty decent laugh in the theater. And rightfully so. Shit like that is just so it's so funny, man.
I do like that first bounty that they hunt though. The Brittle brothers. The three of them.
Yeah, it's where he really like has to be told like, this is what I do.
Well, what do you guys think of Big Daddy? The character, not the Adam Sandler film.
It's an interesting. Fuck this cat doing me.
I like Big Daddy. I like that actor too.
Don Johnson.
Yeah, Don Johnson's great.
Yeah.
Crockett and Tubbs.
He plays a sorry. Yeah, he plays also he's very good at playing a terrible person.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get to Big Daddy's place, they do the introduction with the horses. This is Tony and my horse Fritz.
Yeah, yeah, the nod. It's just so we didn't talk the tooth, the fucking tooth on the top of the wagon. It's again, that got big laughs in the theater. Like that's the thing. Like that's one thing. Like that brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. I think I told you this. I've rewatching Harry Potter movies. Like I remember where people like laughed at scenes.
Yeah,
and I remember for this too. Like for example, I'm trying to think of another one. Like when you first see him, like in the blue.
Oh yeah,
get up.
He's gonna let me pick up my own clothes.
Yeah.
That's what he chooses.
Yeah,
even the girl.
And also when he puts that hat on, and Schultz is like,
yeah.
You know, just things like that. Like it's just it's just so fun to like revisit it now and just kind of remember all that. And you know, it was just such a fun experience. That's why you know I was telling you the other day. It's like I wish I went and saw the Empire of Light,
Right.
because it's just it's been about a month since I've been at a theater, and it's always fun experiences.
Yeah.
Not always, that's not true, but all the time it could be a good experience. Anyway.
Depends. But yeah, even the that one girl who's like showing him around.
She's pretty funny.
Yeah, she's like, "You mean you want to dress like that?
Yeah, you mean you chose to dress like that?" Yeah, that's a good line.
Yeah. And then she's the one who like leads him to the Brittle Brothers, who are normally known as Schaefer.
Right.
But when he's like really trying to get it out of her, and he like kind of pushes her against a tree, sort of, and she's like, "What you want?"
Yeah. She's
got kind of an attitude.
Yeah. I really like that flashback sequence is pretty heavy duty stuff too.
Yeah, it's
because I guess we haven't even talked. Like, Django's motivation is to find his wife Brunhilde von Schaft,
right?
And yeah, it's she gets really that gets a lot of horrible things happen to her in this movie.
Yeah.
I guess we could talk about that later, but
we'll get to it.
Yeah,
but
when he finally finds the Brittle Brothers, he does that whole flashback sequence to when they used to watch over him and Brunhilde, and they're getting whipped and beat for running away. I think that it's really cool to do that. I'm trying to think of what style of film making that is. Is that something from like the 70s where you would get a flashback?
You could do a flashback. I think it's been a thing for many, different decades, I think.
Reminds me of a Kill Bill. I think he deploys it a couple times.
Yeah. It's also, he likes the non-linear storytelling, like in really like Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. It's kind of, you're jumping around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that scene like felt very classic, like a slaver movie. I don't know if you guys have seen 12 Years a Slave.
No,
I never saw that one.
It all takes place under that like willow tree for Django, and she's about to get whipped, and they're all lining up. I don't know. It feels very, very classic slavery.
I've seen this one called. In fact, it has a lot to do with this movie in a way. It's called Mandingo. That movie. Oh, I'm never watching that again. Shit is. It's Quentin Tarantino said it's like, because I think it was produced by Paramount Pictures, and he said that's like the closest a mainstream film company ever came to like an exploitation movie in the 70s.
Whoa.
And it's yeah, it was a tough watch.
Yeah.
It was some pretty gnarly stuff. It's very kind of gross.
Yeah.
Would you say this one's gross?
Not in that way, in the way Mandingo is. Mandingo is just like, it's a little too much. This is kind of fun. A lot of this is fun. A lot of it's not fun, but at least there's a lot of fun moments in this. It's really nice to see Jamie Foxx kick some ass. Yeah, would you say that?
That is
fun.
That's fun. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, aside from like watching a man get ripped apart by dogs.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
The hot box thing where they have Brunhilde. They take her out when they first get to Candyland.
Right.
Just all the that stuff. It's can be, if you're sensitive, it can be very gruesome and tough to see.
That's one thing I kind of picked up on this watch. A lot of people have excuse me, critiqued Quentin Tarantino's career ever since he started, for him sort of relying too much on violence or being overly violent. And I rewatched Reservoir Dogs a little bit ago, and then after rewatching this, I think Quentin Tarantino, I've always known this, but I think I kind of figured out how or why I think this. To me, he's always been he uses violence in such a great way, because this movie's very violent in the sense of, the guns, the shooting, the shooting play, so to speak, whatever you want to call it. That stuff's fun. But then when you see like Kerry Washington getting whipped, and just the part with the dogs, it's like in Reservoir Dogs, like when they're shooting the cops and everything, it's fun. And then, but when Michael Madsen's torturing the cop, it's really horrifying and awful.
Yeah.
So he really knows how to because a lot of people are just like, oh, violence in movies is off. It's like, if the director is good enough to show you when it's supposed to be fun and when it's supposed to be bad, I think that's really talented, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's like, there's part, like in this movie, like what we're talking about, like a lot of it's really fun. A lot of it's just fucking, just difficult to watch.
Yeah, it's very well executed.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
They're pretty heavy topics too. Slavery.
Exactly.
And...
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's up, Jamie?
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jamie.
Yo.
Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
We're talking about Django Unchained.
Django.
Yep.
Django.
But yeah, you make a great point about that though. Because he still makes it fun. It's just some stuff.
It's when it's
really hard to
appropriate,
watch.
when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate to be fun,
Yeah.
I think that's what makes this one rewatchable as compared to like one of the heavier films like 12 Years a Slave. I probably won't revisit that one anytime soon
Right,
because it is
yeah.
so gloomy. There isn't really
Yeah.
the fun aspect.
It's a
but
very, it's to the point where I don't even, do you think he could have made this now? And it's the crazy thing is it's only been 10 years, but I feel, BLM wasn't a thing back then,
I think it had just started.
in 2012.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just started.
But
Around there.
like a lot of shit has happened in the past 10 years since this movie came out. It's to the point where it's like, I don't even know if you could make it now.
I wonder.
Tarantino might, because he's Tarantino. And people probably thought that even back then. It's a very, Jamie says it's a good one. We agree. But yeah, it's
I think this would get made before Tropic Thunder though.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
I still Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I still think that's funny.
Good
to say, but
I still like that movie. Honestly.
Because it's so self-aware. It knows that it's being stupid and ridiculous.
Right. It's not doing it because like, oh, wouldn't this be so funny?
Right.
I think we were talking about it for what's the bank robbery film we just watched?
The bank robbery?
Dead Presidents.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they don't rob a bank, but
they do that. No, they do.
We were talking about blaxploitation and how some people said, "Oh, that's like wrong to make those kind of films," but then you have the counter argument of it puts the black actors in the lead roles finally, and they get to be the heroes.
Right.
So why are you calling it exploitation? Basically, I think that's why this one could still get made because Jamie Foxx, he kicks ass in this one.
Yeah,
former slave gets to rise to be a bounty hunter and eventually takes down everybody by himself, pretty much.
Yeah,
it's a great revenge story.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and it's just it's so fun to root for him. It's so fun to root for this. Just literally, he's a one-man army.
He's a very, very likable character.
Yeah,
as well as Dr. Schultz.
I was gonna say those two are so great together.
Yeah,
they're fantastic. Oh man, they're to me the best part of the movie.
I think I read that Quentin Tarantino originally wrote Django's part for Will Smith.
I read that too.
Interesting.
You think that would have worked better?
Probably not.
No.
I think the final scene where he's making his horse dance and then he like turns around and has the big cigar with the glasses after he just blew up the big house.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I saw a lot of Will Smith in that.
Okay. Apparently that was Jamie Foxx's horse.
What?
That's what I read.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a horse. At the time he had a horse.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's what I read. I don't know if that's true or not.
That's why they worked so well.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe its actual name is Tony.
Maybe so.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, Will Smith belongs in Wild Wild West. Jamie Foxx belongs in this movie.
Yeah. I mean, you give a guy like Will Smith a good script and director.
It probably would have been good still, but
yeah.
it's just I don't know, man. Will Smith is very hit and miss with me. I'm sure it would have been. It's like the whole Cameron and I were talking about this the other night. Adam Sandler was going to be the Bear Jew in Inglourious Bastards. Like it still probably would have worked. I mean, it's again like Christian's saying, it's the writing. The writing wouldn't have changed. The direction wouldn't have changed.
Yeah.
It's the acting.
Yeah.
And given a good enough situation, he could execute it well.
He probably could have, but I'm glad Jamie Foxx got the part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
I just have more respect for Jamie Foxx, especially as of recent events too with Will Smith.
Yeah.
Jamie said Leonardo DiCaprio really cut himself during that scene at the dinner table, but he kept going anyways.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
why he's one of the
shit.
best.
Yeah.
That's why he's one of the best.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, people. Yeah.
That's
Yep,
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
He is a dedicated motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Oh, what do you guys think of Samuel L. Jackson's character?
He does so good.
He's
After
pretty funny.
revisiting it this time, I was actually watching him. He's a mean guy in this
No.
one.
Yeah, and
He's
it's like-
mean.
He's faking his knee the whole time.
Is he? I never understood that. Is he?
Yeah, because at the end he just like drops the cane.
I thought he just dropped the cane. But he's just like, well, shit. All right. Like I
Maybe.
Maybe he
because
wanted
he's
to-
old. Like he's like, and why would he be doing that? I've never understood that.
He
I think
suddenly
he-
changes his whole like straddle.
What do you
It's,
think
like,
about that, Carlos? Do you think he's faking it?
It means he's deceptive to become the top person in the house. You have
Interesting.
to have a certain amount of deception.
That's
I think.
to me, that's almost like a James Bond villain thing to do or something.
Yeah.
Like I never like in the theater. I remember being like, wait, what is that? Is he supposed to like be faking his sort of hobbling around?
I
Because
think
it's like
so.
because it's like why?
He played stupid too at the dinner table when he was piecing together that Broomhilda and Jamie Foxx were together.
Mhm.
He plays stupid. He's like, "Hey, Mr. Candy, can we go in the kitchen? I gotta talk about ice cream or whatever
The
dessert."
cake,
Yeah, the
yeah.
cake.
Yeah.
So he doesn't like straight up like accuse anybody. He's like goes around people's backs and he's very deceptive.
Mhm.
Kind of like the Emperor. The Emperor hobbles around on his cane, but then when he needs to, he's like, lightning strikes everybody.
Yeah.
I think he's good in this one though.
Jamie
Yeah.
says he's mean and annoying, but that means that SLJ did a good job because he's a
Yeah.
likable sort. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when he's like, "What's your name?" He's like, "Schultz." Schultz. or
Yeah.
whatever.
Schultz.
Yeah. Funny.
Yeah, he's oh man.
Honestly, I think the three dudes on the cover are better. Like
Then
this is
Samuel
not
L.
this is
Jackson.
not my favorite performance by him. It's good. I like, it's always awesome to see him. But this and I think in Hateful Eight also. Not really my favorite Samuel L. Jackson performances. They're still good, of course, but
Yeah, they're not my favorite.
not the first thing I think of when I think of him. That's it's almost to the point where I
Right.
almost forgot about his character when I was watching this. I was like, oh, that's right.
I
yeah.
think because he transforms into the role so well, I
That could
almost
be.
don't recognize him in this
That
one.
could be, yeah.
He has like the old makeup on, the gray hair.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And the first time he sees Django on the horse, just the look in his eyes, he's like,
yeah, yeah.
"What?" He's like, "What's that
Yeah.
doing on that?"
Yeah.
I know he had to like work with Leonardo DiCaprio and like set him aside and say, "You need to start saying the N-word."
Well, I guess,
Like-
yeah, rightfully so. Leonardo DiCaprio, I guess, was uncomfortable. He's like, this is just Tuesday for us. Like, what do you, come on, man.
Yeah,
It's pretty funny.
get into the role, baby.
Yeah, I would have a problem with that too. That's,
Right.
it's not an easy thing to say.
No,
It's supposed
I
to
don't know how
be
to do
it's supposed to be a period piece though.
it is.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
but-
another thing Quentin Tarantino's been very critiqued on in his career too, is his use of that word.
It's
Right.
said like over 900 times in all
Oh,
his
is it?
movies.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
like there. It's almost at like 1,000.
Well, I'm
times.
sure most of it comes from this, but it pops up. It pops up in other ones too.
True Romance, that whole
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Scene.
That's a great scene, but oh boy,
yeah.
yeah. There's some in Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction. In fact, my favorite Quentin Tarantino is my favorite scene in Pulp Fiction when they're talking to Quentin Tarantino and they're talking about the dead guy in the garage.
Mhm.
They don't say that, but yeah,
Dead guy storage.
great scene.
Yeah.
I know how good my fucking coffee is.
Yeah.
Well, Ian and I read his book, and the last chapter is based off of a guy he grew up with who was I don't know if he was his mom's partner.
No, it was his
Who's home?
mom's friend who was living with them at the time. They were going out with that guy. His name was Floyd, which is funny. Brad Pitt's name is Floyd in True Romance. I don't know if
Oh.
that's where the name came from.
I haven't seen True Romance.
That's good.
Oh,
But he's the guy who started talking to Tarantino at a young age about films, and I think especially a lot of black films. So he even talked about script writing and had Tarantino, when he was real young, read his scripts that he would write. So that's kind of where Tarantino got the inspiration. Oh, I should start writing scripts. And one of the scripts, I believe, was a film similar to Django Unchained.
Yeah,
that he
yeah. It
showed
was
him.
about like a black cowboy. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So I guess years and years later, he eventually decided to come back to this genre and write something similar to that.
Yeah. You go pick up his book. It's really good. Like that chapter was really cool. Really,
Yeah.
really cool.
I think it's the last chapter.
It is. Yeah.
What's the book?
Cinema Speculation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dash 916 says True Romance is such a good movie, but not technically. That's true. He wrote it. He didn't direct it.
And I hate that. I consider it a Tarantino film.
A lot of people do. It's like From Dusk Till Dawn. Like Robert Rodriguez directed it, but a lot of people consider it a Tarantino movie because same reason he wrote it.
And he's in there.
And he's in it. Yeah, he's one of the Gecko brothers.
Yeah.
Dash 916. Do you think it's a good thing that I haven't seen True Romance?
Ooh,
No.
that's a
I
bad
said
thing.
no. I said it's good.
Oh, I thought you said
It's good. The
that's
movie. No.
I thought you said that's
No. I
good.
said it's good. Like the movie. It's good. Like
Okay.
you got to watch it.
Because I saw that comment and I was like, oh, okay, we got
No.
some different opinions.
No. Yeah, that's a pretty I think well liked movie overall. I've never really heard any. It's not like a favorite of mine, but I do really like it. It's really good. It's a really great cast.
Yeah,
I
you
need
need
to see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's probably
We do.
streaming somewhere, I would imagine.
True Romance is one of my favorite 90s movies, and even though I know Tarantino didn't direct it, I still store it with my Tarantino collection.
It just has his fingerprints all over it, you
Yep.
know. You can
Yeah.
tell the dialogue and everything. It's very Tarantino-y.
Mm-hmm. Which has probably one of my favorite soundtracks. It's like a turtle shell theme song in True Romance.
Yeah, right. It's
amazing.
like tropical.
Yeah,
Almost.
I
Yeah.
love that soundtrack.
So would you say like that's your favorite thing he's ever been associated with?
Honestly,
Like even more than the movies he's directed?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I always, anytime I think of Tarantino, I think of True Romance, and then I say,
Okay, wow.
he didn't direct it though. Stop saying that. Stop thinking that.
I wouldn't argue with you though. I mean, it's a very good movie. It's a very well done movie.
Speaking of soundtracks, what do you guys think about Django Unchained soundtrack?
It's great.
Great. I love like every track on it. I've listened to it like all the way through multiple times.
I remember thinking it was so cool how it had like sort of like it has the theme from this, the Django, and then it has like Jim Croce, so we have like 70s like folky music, and then we have Rick Ross. I thought that was so cool, throwing in all this stuff, different genres, different times. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, it's the song Black Coffins
by
Rick Ross. For the longest time I thought it was Black Dolphins.
Dude, me too. when we saw it in the theater, I thought that too. I don't know why.
Why is he saying dolphin? Okay.
Black dolphins? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Are they like unicorns?
Yeah. But it is coffins.
Yeah, which makes a lot more sense.
Like, oh
yeah, I know. I thought it was dolphins too, especially in the theater. It really sounded like dolphins. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I guess it's the sound mix. I have no idea.
There's another one. There's another song where it's a woman singing. His name is Django.
His name is King. He had a horse. I remember we kept saying that.
Just narrating whatever he's doing.
Yep. So good.
Yeah.
That's great. It goes very, very well with the style of the movie.
Yeah.
With everything, with how different it can be, too.
I think, didn't he work with Ennio Morricone?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, and I guess they didn't have a good time because I read Ennio Morricone said that he didn't want to work with Tarantino again, and then they go and work on Hateful Eight, and they win an Academy Award, or he wins an Academy Award,
which is awesome.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny.
I love Ennio.
Oh,
he's great.
Great, yeah, one of the best. One of our favorite movies, The Thing, is composed by him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
Yep.
He did the score for that one.
So much stuff. Orca. The legendary movie Orca. Yeah, great composer.
I think he said that he didn't like Tarantino's like deployment of the sound of the songs. Like he would put it in the most awkward spots. But I kind of like it.
I kind of like it too. Jamie says we should review True Romance. That's Carlos. I mean, that's right up here. I think next year's it came out in '93, I think. So we could do an anniversary on that.
We're doing it January.
Yeah.
True Romance.
Yeah.
My grandmother actually, she we just moved her into her new house, and she has a giant billboard like literally on the porch. It's like a giant Toyota-thon billboard, and I want to reenact that scene in True Romance when they're on the billboard.
Is it Toyota-thon?
She admits like, I'm a call girl, don't you see?
Yeah.
But I love you.
Yeah. Oh. Right. That's where like Chris Slater lives, I think, right?
Yeah. At the billboard right outside his house.
That's cool.
Nice. Sweet.
he goes into slow motion action shots. I think like once the jig's up after Christoph Waltz dies,
which is a great scene.
and I
Yeah.
think that's where we get the Rick Ross, don't we?
Oh no, the Rick
Uh,
Ross is when they're traveling from
yeah, to
the,
Candyland.
from
Yeah.
the place to Candyland, and they're
Yes.
watching them all. It's like the wide shot of them traveling.
Yeah.
The Tupac scene comes, or the scene Tupac song
Yes.
comes on
Yeah,
when he's
yeah,
doing the shootout with everybody that
Right.
unfortunately fails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool to match the slow motion with such
Yeah.
a fast paced song.
Yep.
Yeah.
It rocks. I
Yeah.
got all juiced up. I'm like, let's go,
Yeah.
shoot them all. And the fact that he uses like a dead body to hide behind
That was
as like a
great.
shield. I think it's the lawyer.
Oh, is it really?
I think so.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay.
The lawyer, the actor's name is Dennis Christopher. And when this came out, I don't even think I knew who Dennis Christopher was, but after seeing him in the credits and then I'm like, oh, he must be that guy. He's the star of this movie called Fade to Black, which is really cool. It came out in the early 80s. It's like it kind of looks like it's a slasher movie, especially since it came out around the big slasher boom, but it's not. It's more like a character study. Almost like a in a way, almost like Taxi Driver, almost like Psycho in a way. It's a good movie. It's really cool. And he's also in the It movie that they made with Tim Curry for TV in the 90s.
Oh, nice.
He's one of the kids grown up. I forget which one.
That's
Eddie.
really cool.
I think it's Eddie. I could be wrong though, but he's a good actor.
Yeah.
He's getting this too.
Yeah, I like him in this one. He's talking about how Mr. Candy's dad helped him get through college and everything,
Right.
and Django calls him out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how like that, you know, like now it's opposite. It's like, whoosh, you know, it like zooms out. And that's the great thing when they reveal Leonardo DiCaprio's character, his introduction is great.
Amazing.
You know, it's like whoosh, just like right to his face. It's the same thing. It's like, I'll reimburse you. Whoosh. You will?
Yeah.
Just really cool. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, I love how he uses the lens in this one. He does a lot of zooms. He does a couple tracking shots. Even the far shots are awesome. I think I have one for our background, actually. Let's see. But Mr. Candy's introduction is amazing when he turns around. I think that's a meme. That's the one where they all say, you had my curiosity, but that's not the right scene.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh, the chairs are blocking it.
Oh, yeah, the tooth. Again, the tooth. Oh, it's so funny, man.
Which, this scene reminds me of like Don Quixote or something like that.
Okay.
I haven't seen. Is that the one with Adam Driver?
It's a classic story about
I think
two companions
they
who
probably
adventure.
made a bunch of them.
Well, he's in a movie
Okay.
where it's about Don Quixote.
Jamie said she picked up Fade to Black in the vinegar. I have that same Blu-ray. It's really. You saw the theater? That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is super cool. Yeah, Fade to Black's a cool movie.
Vinegar Syndrome sale. What's that? A website?
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff from them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're really cool. They put out a lot of really cool Blu-rays. They just put out they're the ones who put out that Texas Chainsaw 2 4K I was showing you.
Oh, nice.
Really cool. Yeah, they had a Black Friday sale.
Very nice.
What do you guys think about Kerry Washington, Broomhilda?
She's really good.
Yeah, feel very bad for her.
Yeah, I mean,
her movie.
Her character's gone through a fucking tons of piles of shit.
Yeah,
But yeah, because like the first time you see her, technically in the movie is in flashbacks, but in like real time for the movie, they say, oh yeah, she's in the hot box. I'm like, well,
what's she doing in there? What do you think? He's being punished.
She run off again.
Yeah. How many people ran off when I was away? Two.
I feel like her character isn't developed very well. I mean, we know that she speaks German. She used to have a German master back in the day. But, I mean, she doesn't have a lot of dialogue. Mostly it screams of pain
True.
when she's like
does
about to
scream.
get whipped or something.
A lot of hollering.
A lot of frightfulness.
Yeah. But I do like when Django's talking about her and like Schultz is like, what? Like, yeah, Broomhilda. Broomhilda?
Yeah.
You're saying that your wife's name is Broomhilda von Schaft?
Yeah. Your wife speaks German?
Yeah, it's just so great when, like, you know, he's telling the story, the Broomhilda story. It's like, So he places her on a mountain. On a mountain, it's a German folk story. There's always got to be a mountain somewhere in there. Like it's just so good. That has nothing to do with Kerry Washington's character or performance. But yeah, I kind of understand what you mean. She doesn't really have that much to do except for like what you're saying, like acting scared and just reacting to just them treating her horribly and this and that and the other thing.
Yeah.
I still think it works though, and you know, I really like Kerry Washington. She's a very beautiful woman, but I do get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way, Christian?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I
like her.
I also don't know if the film has room to let her grow too.
Right.
Yeah, because it's already almost 3 hours long.
That's the thing. I felt this way in the theater. I told my roommate this yesterday. It doesn't fit. This is just me, but it does not feel almost 3 hours long.
No,
That's just me.
It doesn't.
It does feel like it should end though, like right before Christoph Waltz.
So
kills himself, basically.
yes, I do agree with that. In fact, I almost feel like the movie loses a little bit of steam for a second when he dies,
Mm-hmm.
and then it kind of picks up again when he blows up Quentin Tarantino, and rides back to Candyland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the weakest part of the movie for me. I still like it, of course, but yeah, I remember even in the theater just being like, okay, yeah, this is slowly lowering the plane a little bit for landing. But,
I also missed Christoph Waltz and
exactly
Mr. Candy.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
That's...
Quentin Tarantino doing an Australian accent, fine, but it's not the same as those characters.
Yeah.
No.
Poor Carrie had Leo's blood on her face.
I don't think that. So I read that wasn't his actual. So they do a cut somewhere, and it's not his actual blood because you can't do that. She would get like hepatitis or something even worse, or that'd be bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's cool though, for lack of a better word. Gets the point across at how what do you call it? Like what would you call his character? Like I don't know. God, I can't stand when this happens. How
wild he is.
Sure.
How crazy he is. I don't know.
Yeah, wow, he's a wild and crazy guy.
Oh yeah, it's an understatement.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they're saying like, yeah, we'll offer you $12,000. You know, they're not actually planning on doing that, but then they get caught.
I also like when Samuel Jackson and DiCaprio are talking, and it's kind of like, because I felt that way. I was like, wait, why did they do? Because I haven't seen this in almost 10 years. And I was like, why did they pretend to like want to buy a Mandingo fighter? Like, couldn't they? And it's just like, well, it's because, you would have blown him off, like you would have. It's like, it's kind of cool that the movie kind of like sort of almost like it's like a plot hole's coming, and it kind of is like, no, no plot hole. It's kind of nice. Yeah. Like that. That's a cool scene too. I was like, thank you, Steven. You're welcome, college. You heard that they use. Oh my god, if that was his real blood, ugh. Oh boy,
jeez.
Oh my god,
Leo's good.
If that is poor Kerry Washington, indeed.
This is one of my favorite roles of his, or not because
I really like
he is,
right. But no, his characters, the performance is great.
Yeah, his performance. So that's what's it's really. It's just so captivating.
Yeah, exactly. I really like him in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's really good in that.
I think I prefer him in this one.
I might as well. That's tough.
Yeah.
I really like his. I just like, he starts crying in front of the little girl and everything. I just really like that. It sort of feels a little useless or whatever. Like it's really good. I really like that.
I'm used to seeing him play the hero though.
Right.
So
but he pulls the villain off very well. Again, it's like, Leo can wipe his blood on my face anytime. I bet a lot of women also would agree with you, Jamie.
You have to be like under a certain age, though, right?
Oh boy,
under 18 or something.
Oh,
no, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe shouldn't go there. Under 25. Does he get rid of him after like 25 or something?
I don't. Something like that.
Oh yeah.
He likes him young, apparently.
Leo, scoundrel.
Exactly. Yeah, I like the, you gotta, shake me. He's like, you want me to shake your hand?
Yeah.
You're a bad loser, and you're an abysmal winner. That's, again, it's just great dialogue.
What do you think about that? Christoph Waltz basically sacrificing himself.
He gets the last laugh. He gets I mean, it's disappointing to see him die. but he gets the last laugh. That's so satisfying to me. When you get the last word in, like that is so great.
Yeah, if he actually shook his hand, he was probably going to try to kill him anyway. I feel like.
Maybe.
You think?
Maybe. I don't
Yeah,
They would
know.
have shot him on the way out.
Why do you want him to shake his hand so bad all of a sudden?
Because
so-
it's like
Southern hospitality.
it's
or Southern...
it's basically like it's sort of he knows that he doesn't want to shake his hand because he's just like sort of treating him as like an equal.
Mhm.
And of course,
It's a power move.
Schultz doesn't exactly, and Schultz, doesn't want to play that game, of course.
That makes sense. I could see him probably just like he's got like a knife under his sleeve or something, and just like
Maybe. I don't think so. I think it was just sort of like Leonardo DiCaprio's character could just kind of have like a shit-eating grin on. I was like, that's right, got you to shake my hand.
I left myself wondering though if that ruined Schultz's character though, because Schultz is so smart. He like knows how to set up like one of those first bounties when they go to the bar. He just goes outside and shoots I think the sheriff. And then
Yeah.
he goes and hides back inside and he makes sure, okay, Marshall, you promise you're not gonna shoot me. I'm coming out.
Right.
He like values his life a lot to be able to set up these really smart plans. And then for him just, you know what, I'm taking the easy way out. Psh.
I think he, at that point in the movie, he has enough trust in Django to sort of like, okay, man, like, I'm dead now, but I think you are probably going to find your way out of this. And he does. That's what I would like to think. I don't know if that's true or if that works for everybody, but I would like to think that, he worked with him so much that is like, this guy can get himself out of this. Because he almost kind of like says that, like he wouldn't just pick some person to work with him if he didn't think that they were good enough.
Yeah.
In a way. That's what I would like to. That's kind of what I like to think.
Could have went sideways though. Could have gotten all of them.
Right,
killed.
but I think he just had enough faith in Django. I don't know. Maybe not. That's my way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Because it's great, that whole, you definitely tell Schultz just despises Calvin Candy.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that's a great scene too when they're in that study room or whatever the hell, and the chick's playing the harp, and it's cutting back to the guy getting torn apart by the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Can you stop playing Beethoven? Take your hands off the harp."
Yeah.
Oh, I was just thinking about the poor fellow you fed to the dogs today.
Yeah. That all took place in one day. That's crazy.
I know, yeah.
That's nuts.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very sad to see Django back in the position of a slave. But very quickly he gets back on his feet and blows up Quentin Tarantino playing an Australian man. And yeah.
One of his better cameos, but maybe not his best role.
Jimmy and Pulp Fiction.
He's a director.
Will always be the best one to me.
You're right. The coffee.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Mr. Brown's good too in Reservoir Dogs. It hurts her. It hurts her so much it makes her feel like a virgin.
Oh yeah. Yeah. This is great though.
Since we're talking about the dogs, did you notice Tom Savini's one of the dog handlers?
I thought I recognized one of them, and I was like, "Is that?"
Yeah, it is.
That's
it's
cool.
Tom Savini. Yeah.
Oh, when they rip the guy apart.
He's one of the dog handlers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that one guy who? It's just one shot of him, and he's just standing there, and he's like, "Woo wee!" Just like as they're ripping the dog apart.
That sounds familiar.
Maybe, yeah.
It's just like, God, these people are fucking deranged.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
There's a woman hanging out with the dog people.
That's
she's
Zoe,
like got her face covered.
Zoe
Yeah.
Bell. That was Uma Thurman's stunt double in Kill Bill, and she plays a bigger role in Death Proof.
Oh,
She's
okay.
the chick on the car.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. She's Australian, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and she's like, "Why the fuck you beating the shit out of Bruce?
Yeah.
Let's get one thing straight. Nobody's beating the shit out of Bruce."
I thought that she was getting ready to be set up as like a big player in the film.
I read that they were
Yeah.
gonna have a whole backstory with her, but they just didn't have the time to film it or something. Because
Oh,
you're
okay.
right. I remember in the theater being like, "What is with this chick?" Like,
Mhm.
there just seems like there's something more with that. But I guess I just didn't have the time.
They do a lot of close-ups.
Zoe the cat.
Zoe the cat, yeah. they do a lot of close-ups on that character, or at least a couple close-ups, and it's like obviously like she's not the same as the rest of these
Right.
dog handlers.
I know she just kind of stand like what do you call that? Like she's
She stands out.
yes, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, like he could have just had all the same looking dude as the dog handlers, but he
Right.
decided to throw the chick in. I think that originally threw me for a loop, and I was like kind of left wanting a little bit more there. But this time it didn't really bother me on this
Right.
watch.
Yeah.
True.
I also like when he like runs into that room to kill all the dog handlers, just blasts everybody.
Yeah.
I think he shoots a
Yeah.
guy's
In the dick.
off.
Yeah, that was great. Oh,
Just
man.
a guy standing up out of the tub. I
Yeah.
love that shot. He just stands up. What?
Yeah.
Gets shot.
This is bathing himself in front of everyone too.
Yeah. I guess that's how they did it
I
back in
guess
the day.
so, yeah.
Yeah, just sit in a big bucket with your legs hanging out.
It's like the Wookiee who was watching VR porn
Oh my god.
on the
yeah.
holiday special.
Yeah,
This is what you
exactly.
did
Yep.
in front of your family.
Yep. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. We didn't talk about the KKK scene.
Oh yeah, they can't see out of their fucking eye holes.
Yeah.
Jonah Hill's in that.
Like my roommate watched that scene with me, and he's like, I like how this is like 5 minutes. Like it goes for so long. It's just so funny.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like they have like the whole discussion on. It's a oh man, Jonah Hill is there.
I saw an
Randomly.
article maybe like a couple weeks ago where Jonah Hill was complaining that he didn't like that role.
That's what Cameron said. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I
Yeah.
heard it from Cameron too. I guess that he wasn't able to improv. He had to just read directly from the script,
Mhm.
and I guess he doesn't like that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I don't know. I you know, he's not in it much, but it's funny.
Yeah, it's just a real small, almost cameo,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally in it for like 5 minutes.
Right.
and he does fine.
Yeah,
I'm not like
he's-
bothered by it or
Yeah.
anything.
That was. I mean, I love how stupid they make the KKK
Yeah.
look.
Oh my god.
Such a good
So
bit.
so funny. The guy pulls an Eric Cartman and goes, "Screw you guys, I'm going home."
Yeah.
Don't ask
Yeah.
me or mine for nothing.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah, they tear the eye hole and it's like, oh, I just made mine worse.
Yeah. It's so funny.
It's like, this is a raid, goddammit.
Yeah.
You can't see, I can't see. All that matters is can the fucking horse see. That's a raid.
Oh man.
And
Did
then-
anybody bring any extra bags?
No, nobody brought any extra bags.
I was just asking. So funny, man.
Who thinks to write something like that?
I know.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah. Because it's like that. But at the same time, it's like you can kind of see that happening, you know?
Yeah,
Like
It
it's just
shocked me.
it's so funny. Oh man.
you can see clearly in one of the next shots that they don't know where the fuck they're going.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A little bit. Yeah.
Like when they're going down
Uh,
the hill too, some of them are falling off their horses.
Oh really? I didn't
Yeah.
notice that. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a good setup too. They put the dynamite in the tube.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and they hide in the tree.
Yeah.
And then he lets Django
Viva
kill
Sim.
Big Daddy.
Yeah. Big Daddy's getting away.
Yeah. The kid's a natural.
The kid's a natural. You silver tongued devil, you. Such
He
great-
says that when when he shows up
when
to the
Boomhilda faints.
yeah. Classic.
The Mandingo fighting in our background, that's pretty brutal as well.
That's
Yeah, when he gouges the guy's eyes out,
Yeah.
and then he's like, "Come on, finish him!" And he just tosses that tool at
Franco
him.
Nero's just like, nah, no, come on. Like, ugh.
Yeah, you said that this guy is the original
that's
Django
him.
actor.
So this is apparently not apparently, this is Terrence Hill. They recast him for Django Prepare a Coffin. But yeah, that's Franco. It's it's great when he's like, he's what's your name? It's Django. Can you spell it? Django. The D is silent. I know.
Yeah.
Because he's Django. I was first introduced to Franco Nero in Die Hard 2. He's the
Ah.
main head honcho bad guy. They're trying. He's
Okay.
like he's the dictator of this fictional country. It's the same country in Commando Valverde.
Oh,
They
cool.
use the same name, and he's like a drug. I forget. He's like a freedom. He's like it's like they're kind of commenting on the Contras and Sandinistas, and he's they're like bringing him to jail, and they hijack the plane and like get him to Washington D.C. Go watch Die Hard 2. It's Christmas time. Go watch Die Hard 2. Way more Christmassy than the first one, and that guy right there's in it. But anyway, it was really because Tarantino is obviously big fans of these movies. He's a big fan of the spaghetti western genre. In fact, the whole ear cutting scene in Reservoir Dogs, I'm pretty sure, was taken from Django.
Oh, okay.
Great movies. Prepare a Coffin. I'll give Django Prepare a Coffin has the best title for any of these movies, but Django's way better. Django Unchained's better. Still good, but yeah, if you can find them anywhere, anybody, I would watch them. They're pretty cool.
Django. Catchy.
Yeah, that's good. I haven't seen.
Have you seen it?
These two
No.
cats?
If you can find them, I would watch them.
Okay.
What year are they? 1960s?
Yeah, I think that one came out in 66, and then this one was I want to say 67 or 68. I don't know if it says on those, but yeah, good movies.
Do like a good Western.
Yeah, they're awesome. If you like Good, Bad, and the Ugly in those, then I could definitely see you liking that.
I've never seen Good, Bad, and the Ugly.
It's a great movie.
Is that surprising?
Okay.
I know a lot of people haven't
Yeah,
seen it. It's an older film.
Okay.
It's one of my
nobody
favorites.
cares.
Though.
It's
so
great.
good.
Yeah,
My favorite
it's-
Clint Eastwood for sure.
My favorite actually is Fistful of Dollars, but
Mhm.
they're all great.
Okay.
Django.
Interesting. Have you guys ever seen The Rifleman? That old TV show?
Was that? I think is that Chuck Connors?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I was watching Airplane 2 the other day, and Chuck Connors shows up. But I
Oh.
don't think I've ever seen it. I just
Okay.
I know Chuck Connors. Have you seen it?
The Rifleman?
Yeah.
Yeah. They would just turn it on at my aunt and uncle's
Oh.
ranch a long time ago.
Nice.
They just had it because there was no internet up there. I mean, it was a long time ago. There wasn't all these streaming services and stuff. They just had all these copies of different shows and
Nice.
movies and stuff, and they would play it
There-
sometimes.
There was a dude on the Spurs back in the day, and I think it was Chuck Person. His nickname was the Rifleman, if I remember correctly.
Oh, Chuck on the Spurs?
Yeah, this is probably late 90s, early 2000s. Those Spurs, with Tim Duncan and David Robinson. I think I could be totally wrong. Anyway,
Okay.
I think I already know the answer, but comparing Django Unchained to The Hateful Eight, which one do you guys prefer?
Django Unchained.
Yeah.
Yeah.
same.
It's pretty easy.
It's just The Hateful Eight to me is just Reservoir Dogs
In the snow.
in the snow and just less interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
can
like
see that.
Hateful Eight. It's a good movie, but it's just, to me, it's my least favorite movie of his. I wish, oh man, you both actually got to see it, the road show, right?
Yeah, the 70
Which
millimeter.
we went Christmas Day, and it was too packed, unfortunately.
Yeah, the house was packed for me, so we got the 2 seats in the very, very front in the most awkward spot with
Man.
the walls were basically closed in on us.
God.
So I was sitting there the whole time looking up like this.
Yeah.
It was still fun.
Man.
They had the intermission and everything.
I know that's so
Right.
good. And the overture and
Mhm.
stuff. That's so cool. Yeah, I really wish but that's fine.
I think Django has more blood, and I think it is more entertaining overall. It's
Better characters.
that
yeah.
too, and it's because Hateful Eight's got a great cast. Kurt Russell, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Samuel Jackson,
Yeah.
Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, great. But it's just, just the characters I think are better written in this, a little more fun,
Mhm.
so to speak.
Definitely.
Even Reservoir Dogs, Mr. Brown, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Pink, it's just so much more memorable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah, it's cool when were you gonna say something?
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say it's cool when he finally gets Brumhilde back and they go into the Candyland and shoots Billy Crash in the dick. He's like, last time I
Yeah.
saw you, you had your hands on my.
Yeah, that's pretty wild too.
And he pronounced his name wrong too. He's
Yeah.
like, Django, you son of a.
The
bitch."
silence shoots him again.
Yeah.
So great.
I love that actor.
Yeah, he's in
Yeah.
Hateful Eight also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's good in that one.
yeah. Walton Goggins, I think, is his name.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he shoots Calvin Candy's sister.
Right. She just again, it's like what kind of bullets are you using? She just goes flying. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god. That was one thing too. Their relation, Calvin Candy and his sister's relationship is really fucking weird.
I love
It's
that.
Really
wicked.
fucking weird.
Where is
Yeah.
my sister?
That
so funny.
oh man, that shit is that
They're
was
like kissing each other on the lips.
Fucking weird, man. Ugh.
It adds to the characters. It adds to
Right,
the like whole fucked
right.
upness of
Exactly.
Leo's character,
Exactly.
Mr. Candy.
Yep.
I think
Calvin Candy.
she was like widowed or something.
Right. Yeah.
His sister. So that's why she's
I
living
like
with him.
when like Schultz just shuts the door on her when she brings him Broomhilda. He's just like, if you want, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Shuts the door on her. So funny.
It's like, oh, wow.
Yeah, just walks away.
That is a really good scene when Django tells one of the workers to say bye to your boss.
Yeah.
And then she just goes flying through the door.
Yeah, yeah.
The physics of it don't really make sense.
No,
she
but
should have probably like
it's-
flew back. But she
it's
goes-
fun. It works
Yeah.
for the movie. It works.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a good visual
Yes.
like gag too.
That got a big laugh too in the theater from what I remember.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Probably had like a rope back there to pull her.
yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, she had like
Pull her.
strings on her, I'm sure, that pulled
Yeah.
her back.
Pretty good effect.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
wired.
Yoink.
Yeah. Have we covered pretty much everything you want to say? Or?
I think I'm tapped. Wait,
Yeah.
anything else, Ian? Go ahead.
I think we covered pretty much the big topics.
You want to rate it?
Sure.
Who's going first?
Or one of you guys, maybe. Unless I don't. Up to you.
Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Ooh.
I think it's easily my second favorite Tarantino movie, and when it's in the top 3 for him, I think all 3 of those are going to be a 5 out of 5. So
Mhm.
yeah, Django being number 2, easily 5 out of 5. Just I've said this so many times about it in my life and everything, but the music is fucking awesome. I can listen to it really anytime. If I'm
Mhm.
like happy, if I'm sad, I don't know. Just puts me in a mood. The acting as well, the characters, just the whole story, just Django's arc, like the whole revenge thing. I love a very good revenge story, and this is
Like Kill
like-
Bill.
yeah. I like this better than Kill Bill.
Ooh.
Yeah, but just awesome. Very well directed, well written by the man himself, Tarantino. And yeah, it's a good old fun time.
You would say it's aged well 10 years later?
Yeah, easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think I
Especially-
texted you guys that it aged like a fine wine.
Yeah, it did.
See, the thing with me is like it was already a fine wine when it came out.
Right. I
like-
mean, it's a age 100 more
Excuse
years.
me. Yeah, exactly. I'm glad, but you can look at it like that now, though, Carlos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like if you think about the films that he had before, those are so
yeah,
good. and-
exactly.
Yeah,
This
this
came
is much
out-
different.
Yeah.
But then what preceded this one? You got Hateful Eight and
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah.
Yeah.
which I know everybody says Once Upon a Time is one of their top Tarantino films, but it's not that high up on the list for me. I would
think
actually put it below
it's-
Django.
I think
Yeah.
it's up there for me. I really liked it.
Mhm.
That movie was that's probably my favorite. I was gonna bring that up with Unchained as well. That movie might be my favorite movie of the year that came out, because it was just so nice to go see a Tarantino movie in the theater. It just like, because it's just like, I think at that time it's just like everything I'd seen was just like Marvel movies or just this and
Right,
that.
yeah.
Back then it didn't really feel like it with this.
That's when all
Um,
that was really
That's
like,
when it was
taking
kicking
off.
yeah, exactly. But when Once Upon a Time, it was just like a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's right. Like movies can be like this also, not just explosions and CGI
Mhm.
and this and that and the other thing. And they kind of like, in a way, like it was a big deal. Like, as the new Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
Every time his movies come out, like we don't have that much really anymore with directors. Every time one of his movies comes out, it's always a big deal, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I really like Once Upon a Time. I saw it twice in the theater. Saw it with you, my second time. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day. But
Yeah.
yeah,
What would you rate Django?
me,
Yeah.
dude, I don't know. Like I was struggling with this yesterday, driving over here right now. I don't know if it's just because I've been giving a lot of fives. I don't want to keep giving a lot of fives,
Right.
but at the same time, we've just been talking about really good movies.
Mm-hmm.
I guess really, I guess I'll leave my rating, or I will make my rating on this alone. I saw this movie at least 3 times in the theater, and I don't really do that much anymore. Like probably when I was a kid,
With Harry
but
Potter
or something. Yeah, but like, or the Star Warses or whatever, just going to see them with, like, I actually wanted to go see this again.
Mm-hmm. The last movie that did that for me was Everything Everywhere All at Once this year.
Right.
Okay.
I would
saw
have
it 2 or
liked
3
to have seen that
times.
again too.
Same.
But I guess on that alone, and just everything Christian said, everything we've talked about, everything that you said, Carlos, you know, again, the music, the direction, the writing, the acting, Dr. King Schultz is such a great character. He and Django have such a great chemistry. Calvin Candy, great villain. The chemistry between Django. Did I just say that? Did I just say that? I don't know.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
exactly. I'll give it a 5. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Probably the best movie of that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe his best
2012.
movie of the. It's either this or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is his best movie of the 2010s.
Ooh. Oh, right. Not Hateful Eight.
Yeah, good movie, but in my opinion, not the best one he's made in probably even the last 15 years. But yeah.
I'm kind of scared to give it a 5 myself.
Yeah, I know. It's just I don't want to keep giving 5s, but it's just
Right.
like everything we said. The only thing like I would take away from it was the end, but then it kind of rises back up again when Candyland blows up and all. Like
It takes a breather,
yeah,
but
also like I
quickly-
said, like it doesn't feel like 2 hours and 45 minutes to me.
same.
Like
I
I'm
remember 10
gripped
the
pretty much the entire
entire
time. Maybe a little less when after Schultz dies, but and that's a great scene too. Like you know when he goes over to Schultz's body and he gives him the kiss. Avita Zen. It's good stuff.
Jamie
says
said
a 5 hearts from her. I don't blame you.
Yep.
I don't know. What are you thinking?
I'm trying to think of anything to ding it on to take that 5 away. And it's like you said, there is that dip after Candy dies. Even that though, I mean, we get more. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, I want a little bit more of this movie. And then they do give you more.
Right. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Okay, you're giving me what I wanted. I got to give it a 5, guys.
Yeah.
It's too good.
Yeah.
It's too good.
It's, you know,
I wouldn't say it's my favorite Tarantino, but
same.
it's a 5.
It's definitely my top 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Too good.
It's a great movie. It was just, you know, it brought me back to seeing it back
Mhm.
when it came out. It was just so fun.
Yeah. I think back in the day, I would have given it like a 3.5, but 10 years later, sitting down and listening to the writing, the acting is amazing. I do like
Nice.
Samuel L. Jackson a lot in this one.
Yeah.
Christoph Waltz blows it out of the water. Yeah, it's too good.
Yeah.
It's a Western.
Yep.
I love Westerns.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. Well, I think it's 5 across the board, boys.
Yeah, that's another one. We've been having a lot of those. We keep saying we need to talk about shittier movies.
Django. I think next week is your pick, though, Ian. What do you
That
picking?
is not going to be a 5. That's we'll of course correct
Good.
ourselves now.
Good.
That shit's not going to be a 5.
What is
for
it?
sure. I was talking to you guys about talking about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2
Okay,
because it's streaming on Tubi.
that's right. Yes.
It's
I haven't seen part 1. I'm just gonna go
Christmas
into it.
time comes once a year.
I like doing that though, just jumping into the sequels. I think we did that for Friday the 13th.
We
part
did.
4.
Yeah, and
I never watched any of the other ones.
That movie Part 2, it's just so much of the first one is in Part 2, so you're not really like scratching your head for the most. You're scratching your head at just how fucking insane the movie is, but
Mhm.
you know you're kind of following along plot wise for the most part.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Silent Night. Deadly
Garbage
Night,
day,
Part 2.
exactly.
Next
Everybody
Saturday,
bring your
everybody.
garbage. Everybody bring your trash cans.
Jamie.
Garbage day. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited for that one.
It's yeah. I'll leave it at that. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you, Jamie,
thank
as
you.
always. Juan and Sam, if you're still watching, thank you.
Everybody out there.
Yep.
And
Appreciate you.
good pick, Christian. Good
Yes,
pick.
great pick. Thank you for
Yeah.
picking it.
Yeah.
Happy 10
welcome,
years.
Cap.
Happy
you,
10 years to
Steve.
You're welcome,
Django
Cap.
Unchained,
Yes,
boys.
yeah, to many more decades.
Yeah, we want more
Many
Tarantino.
more 5s out of 5s from other reviewers, hopefully. Or many, yeah, hopefully. I mean, he's saying one more. We'll see how much we actually get, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get out of here, boys.
All right.
Later, everybody.
See you guys.
Signing out.